The boss lady, are you set?
Yes, I'm set, sir.
Your video is not showing.
Okay, I'm gonna turn that on. Yep, I'm here. So was that Lolo beside you? I didn't get to see. Sorry, my eyes was everywhere. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good to see you. Congratulations on your D7. Good to see you, ma.
Thank you.
So sorry,
Thank you for having you.
Waiting. I'm fine, thank you.
So I want to be sure we are live on Facebook before I bring you up.
Okay.
It's not easy to get a goldfish. Many people have been looking for you.
So I've been ready. So can I share from your Facebook? Is it a closed group?
You can share because I usually do it on a closed group, but now because of what has happened, is on my Facebook wall now. So anybody can share. Anybody can do a watch party from there also.
Share. Okay. It's okay. Thank you.
So if you're joining us from Facebook, I want you to tag message on the group, on my wall, share, do a watch party, because this is going to be mind-boggling, and all of you have been waiting for this since 11:30. We have some technical issues and we have to resolve before we can bring the boss lady, the Futurist, on board. Now she's here. You can see how she's looking. She's ready to disrupt the system.
Don't let them think I was trying to look like this. That's why we started late. Let them just know how it's a rainy day.
Are you making up?
I'm trying to let people understand this is not me. I was sleeping. I'm so sorry. Okay.
You know, many people thought, I never even knew that today was April 1st, April Fool. Many people thought I was doing April Fool, or how will I put it?
It is.
But I don't do that, guys. I don't fool people. This is the main thing. We are here. We're so excited to have the boss lady.
Same here, sir.
And thank you to our SD2, Ima Ediru, for supporting us to bring her up too, because it's not easy. Ima said, don't share the link, because if you share the link, that means we'll not have you on board. Others will be on board before you. People have been waiting. Right now, we have 87 on Zoom. Once it's 100, it will be maxed out. Others can only join on Facebook. So then we have, my name is Charles Tambo, guys, the boss of the Global Bosses, and I have beside me here the boss lady, my wife, the woman behind my success, the one pulling behind while I'm running everywhere.
Raise the roof!
Break the rules!
Raise the roof, people!
So we have before us the Futurist, Udeme, a Tibensi, a leader whose story has really touched so many people's lives. When I came on board this business, her story was one of those stories that made me believe that as long as it's possible for her to get to where she is also possible for me. I wonder how someone who was a school teacher, broke, unable to take care of her family, now rose to start at of 4. She has helped so many people to become a millionaire. Her brand is all over the world, world changer. She's a author of the book called The Futurist. Where's the book set? Let me get the book. Let me get the book. And that book has really touched our lives. Thank you for sharing your story with us. you've cleared the path, you've made it possible for many of us to get to where we are easily with your story. So we are so privileged to have you in this show. I put up this show so as to enable people meet our leaders, because many people thought that we got to where we are as a magician. We'll let them know that we're not magicians, we are ordinary people like them. Right. And they should come and learn from the ordinary people who have rose from nothing to something. So I know you're a very busy woman. We are seeing all your activity all over the world. And so when I told the audience that I'm bringing the Futurists on board, so I said, Charles, you have killed this one. You've killed this one.
I'm so honored.
We can't wait for us to hear from her. So you have the floor. This is your day. We want to hear from you, how it all started, what we can benefit, tips you can, some of the tips you want to share with us as newbies and old members in the business, and so many other things you have for us. Thank you very much for the privilege.
Thank you too. I am SD Charles Tambo. You know, when we talk about disruptor, you and Lolo right there are the chief disruptors. You guys came into the game with a bang. I feel so honored that that's the book. Thank you so much. You know, I feel honored that I am out here today, and I want to apologize to everyone that had to log in earlier, and I was nowhere to be found. Thank you so much, Esti Golibe. She knew who to call and how to call. I got up really excited. By 6 o'clock, I had shared out all the links. We're going to be up by 11:30. One mistake I made was that I didn't tell my boys, wake mommy by 11. I told a girl that lives with me, wake me by 11. And my mother called her. So blame it on SD2. My mother called her out. She left the house. So I just had myself and my kids. So I just don't know how Golibe got, me up. And then we had that technical hitch that we couldn't come up. But thank God we are here. I feel so honored. I've never really been able to follow through the entire episode. But when you had reached out, I felt that this is going to be very timely and needed, being that everybody is on lockdown. We stay at home, we sleep, we eat, we read. I get to sleep almost 2 a.m. every other day. Most times I stay through because I have to train the American team. So most times when it's 5 a.m. is when I really get to sleep. So I really want to apologize. And I want to say a big thank you to you, sir. You're doing awesome. And thank you, madam, for standing by him. It's awesome. Now, you had asked that I should not really going to settle on just telling the story, but because it is an interactive session, I'm also going to ask if we can, let's also get feedback from people. Let people get to type. Let's know exactly where to hit. But one of the things I would want to tell anyone watching out there is the fact that they're going to get a wholesome conversation at the end of this. It's something that I'm sure will help someone move from here to the next level of the person's business life. And like we say, that we work what works. In as much as we are partnering with this Asian multinational, we are really about building personal brands, because we know that the business we do is actually to leverage on an existing brand to create your own brand. That's what it should always be. So everyone out here should know that I preach entrepreneurship, I preach integrity, I preach global brand, because Long Reach is already established. It's just a platform. It's a catalyst. I call it an international buffet. It's just something that we latch on to go to the next level. Okay, so I'll just go straight to my story, and then I get to see what people are saying, and then we take it from there. Thank you so much for having me, sir. So my name is Udeme Etibensi. I am the Futurist. By God's grace, I'm a four-star director with Long Reach International. I started this business officially in May 2013. If you open my back office, that's what you're going to see. I think 3rd May or thereabout, it was the first week of May, my upline, which I'm sure she should be on this call, she used to be Miss Etido Udo, now Etido Lawrence, she's a pastor now, had come into my house, my living room, and when you're in government, it looks like everything is all rosy and everything is fine. And she saw this very okay living room, or husband in politics and all of those things. But she told me about Long Reach, and sincerely, as at that time, I was a teacher. I was teaching for a commissioner in my state. So one of the things that came to my mind was, what is she talking about? If it has anything to do with network marketing, I'm not doing. But she introduced me to a friend of hers who became a mutual friend, Britannia Okodua. Nee is her name. She's with Long Reach and Houston at the moment. So Britannia said, if I had the time, I should, whenever I'm in Lagos, I should see her. So one of the things that came to my mind was, why do I need to see this woman? She's a big lady in the bank. Etido works with the federal government. I am just a teacher. These people have like a job, something that is bringing in money for them. So why would they want me to do network marketing? And if they really tell the truth about these figures that are talking about, then they shouldn't be doing some other jobs. They should do this full time. So I didn't believe anything they said. So I did not do anything from May, June, July. It was in August that I started Long Reach. So I waited 3 months to use the packs and the liners they gave me. I waited 3 months to find out that it worked with me. It had to be a personal testimony first before I was able to relate it to some other person. So like I used to tell people, it does not matter when you start. What matters is what you do the second you start. The morning happens for anybody and everybody the second you decide to wake up. So I had started May. I never did anything. I didn't even go see anybody until I went to Lagos in August. So it was in August I met Britannia, and the 2 things I saw ran this business for me. Very first thing was that this babe was a babe. It did not look like what I had in my mind about network marketing. I've always felt that network marketers, as far as we have it all here, are people that are going to be selling products. There is nothing professional about them. I really had my own opinion until I got to find out this lady showed me her alert, how much she was making, about 300 to 400K, which I did not believe. I saw it, but I did not believe. And it's okay when people don't believe you. And then she showed me her house in Lekki and said she had one more on the mainland. Did I believe it? No. I found out she was single. So the first thing that came to my mind is like, yeah, tell us it's a man. But I didn't tell her that, obviously. I'm like, okay, these bankers. I did not believe anything. She showed me all of those things, and then took me to Ajanaku Crescent. That's where Long Reach started. That was our first office. Okay, so I got in there, and I was very displeased because I saw Chinese everywhere. The place didn't look together. And I'm like, how could you guys making this kind of money? The place looks like this was Ajanaku. It's not where we are today, just like behind it. But she did something that till tomorrow, whenever I tell my story, I bring in Etido, I bring in Britannia, because they were amazing mentors to me as far as this business is concerned. She stood upstairs where we were and told me, Udeme, I'm a woman of integrity. I don't just do things because I just want to do things. Let me tell you something. I'm definitely going to leave the banking sector and I'm going to get into something else. But when I leave for America, I'm going to do Long Reach full time. Whether it is in America or not, I'll do it full time. But can I show you a few things so you have an idea how we make this money? Because I'm sure you don't believe me. It was very apt for me to know that first she does not believe. She noticed that I did not believe everything she said. Now that was I'm someone that can just and you don't know what I'm thinking. So that caught me. I'm like, oh, okay. So she now took a board, more like a marker, and wrote out a few things. She told me how they made their money and how she was able to make these figures, even while, with a steady 9 to 5. She told me, Udeme, I work my bank job like my life depends on it from beginning to the end. My 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. When I get back home, I try to prospect people. And then when I am done, the next thing I do is this, I get back to doing my business over the weekend. So if you try it, you can do it. Now, at this point of my life, she did not know that I had a lot going on in my life. As a matter of fact, I was in Lagos on a separation. I had so much emotional baggage happening to me. I fled my home, domestic violence, family felt we should separate and everything. So this is me just following her, thinking I was going to hear, okay, this is not network marketing. Can I just give you some money and you just start another job? That was my mentality. I was still cloned with the mentality of job. But thank God, she gave the money to Etido around that time and said, you're going to return this money in 3 months. And we got that conversation out of the way and I got back to Akwa Ibom. When I got back here, I told myself, because of the last conversations we had, I knew that this was something worth doing. So I really told myself, if these people could do these things, one lives in New York, the other person lives in Lagos, I'm also going to settle down and run this business as if my life depended on it. Ladies and gentlemen, I came in and every information I could get, I got it, because I came in with that whole mind that first I wanted my marriage to work. So I just wanted to be everything virtuous, from that woman that is very industrious to that woman that is not going to look for anybody's trouble before there will be problems, to that mother that will be able to feed the children because it was really bad with us and so many things. And so I got back home and then I was in my house alone. Yeah, remember we separated. I was in my house alone for 3 months. And in those 3 months, I was able to qualify for my first car. I didn't have to go anywhere. I worked from the house. So I'll take my first son to the crèche. The other guy was barely 6 months. And I was just at home doing this business. So for me, it got me to understand that everything starts and ends with you. What do you want? What's your idea towards life? What do you think you have that the world needs? And seriously, I tell whoever cares to hear, after all is said and done, it starts and ends with you. That's the truth. Yes, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. See, we always talk about loving people. You can never give what you do not have. That's why the scripture says, love your neighbor as yourself. So there has to be a self-loving to be able to go out. There would never have been any form of motivation I would have gotten anywhere in the world if it did not start from my inside. Yes, I saw a few things I saw. I didn't believe them. And then she spoke and then could figure me out that I don't still believe these things. But she said, it's all dependent on you. Another thing Britannia said to me that got me, to work was that she told me, listen up, I don't care how much you have or how much your husband has or whatever is going through you're going through in your life right now. What I care is that you have 2 children and there will be a time these children will wake up and ask you for stuff. When they wake up and ask you and then you give an excuse, you know that will be a big shame on you. That's how she said it. It was not nice at all. And so part of the reasons I stepped out to do business the way I did was because I love competition. Healthy ones, okay? She was able to make me know, listen, I heard you did this in Unical, you were Miss Unical, you could do these things. I don't know what life has thrown at you, but if you take out time and follow through this process, a lot will change. So I got back home. I started reading up on long range. I didn't go anywhere. I started in a 1-room apartment. By the time I got back home, husband had sold off everything. I made a door locked, which I broke it down by myself. Yeah, I have some Jackie Chan moves. And I got into that house and I started my business in that empty apartment. I became a stockist 4 months later in that empty apartment, training my team. And today we have the World Changers team worldwide. So what was the game changer for us? Number 1 was focus. It was focus, because I came back and told myself, if people are making it happen, Udeme, you have what it takes to make it happen. You do not have to live in any location, because I told us that poverty is a universal citizen. It doesn't locate you anywhere, as it were, in a destination. It locates you in your mind. So when you think nothing can happen in my space because I don't live in Lagos, because I don't live in Abuja, because I don't live in some place, that's you telling yourself I've already failed. But if you tell yourself, listen up, I know I've got this. I know I have what it takes to become, you would go out. So that was the first thing, to focus. Secondly was that I used to tell people, see, it's not just enough to be focused. What are you focused on? Okay. So this had to be a place of telling myself, who are the top players in this industry. I'm going to look out for them and start connecting with them, because success always leaves clues. We already know that. And no matter all our idiosyncrasies, no matter all our personal opinions and the things we were brought up to believe about this amazing industry, if you settle down, even if you had the quackest industry that sells nothing, I mean nothing. That's why people like and the rest could stay. If you just have a good selling pitch and then you sell the future, people will listen to you. So that's to tell us that we have a market that's already ready, because people are tired of the status quo. People are tired of the regular. And so that's what I felt. Raise people on entrepreneurship on a 5-year plan. Keep the focus on these two things: entrepreneurship, becoming a millionaire in 5 years. And that's how I was able to raise the team. I tell you, I did not stay up to 5 years here. I became a weekly millionaire. It happened in 2 years plus. I call it 3 years. So I tell people now, you can join our industry, you can join our business and become a millionaire in 3 years, and become a multi-millionaire in 5 years, and in 4 years, and become a billionaire in Naira in 5 years. And that has been my story with these few points of mine. Let me hear Mr. Charles say something. Then from there, I'm going to move to another thing, because you see, every time I have opportunity to speak, I tell people that there's always going to be a yesterday, there will be a today, and there will be a tomorrow of our journeys in life. So every time in life, you should be able to navigate life with that consciousness. Where was I yesterday? Where am I right now? Where do I want to be tomorrow? Any business person, any entrepreneur that thinks from that angle would really go far. Thank you, people. Hi, Mr. Charles. Are you here? Okay. I've not seen him, so I think I should just keep going on. So now, after that, the next thing that happened with me was having to move from just being excited that I could get the basic things about life to the next level. Let me tell you what happened. In 6 months, I qualified for a car. I did not know left or right of that car, seriously. They just told me, when you come on board Long Reach, no matter how small you join, if you're able to bring in 3 people and raise a team, you're going to make money weekly. And ladies and gentlemen, I was so disappointed. I started with 32,000 Naira, which is basically the 120 PVs now. And my first earning was really, really not encouraging. It was a big insult on my person, on my broke person. It was something I didn't look forward to, seriously. I earned 1,200 Naira. Can you imagine? Like 1,200 Naira for putting in 32,000 Naira. It did not make any sense. So why? Because I signed up my 2 kids with the same amount, and my mother joined with 240 PV. That's how I started out. And I earned 1,200 Naira. And I was like, what is this? So I now saw that by this time I had gotten people like SC3, Infant Colonel on board. I had gotten in a lot of people that believed in me. And I just said with them, if you chicken out, it will look like you did not know what you are talking about. When I started, I came with so much zeal. So if I have to market you, you will have to join me. Why? Because I'm not talking about today. And praise God, I did not sell the get rich quick scheme. I told everyone that joined, we are looking forward to becoming millionaires in 5 years. But we're going to check the first 1 year, how far, by reading books. So I started the World Changers team, and I'm that girl that started out actually as a dreamer. Okay, because I wanted more out of life. I decided to come back, fix a marriage, come back, put things in place, and then get a business, be busy with your life and stop waiting for someone. I was that dreamer that moved into becoming a world changer. I started the World Changers team in an empty room, a few people coming, and many times people like SZ3, Infant Cornell would come and sound with them. And people are insulting me. I can't take this. I'm not as broke as you are. That used to be her line. And I would just tell her, girl, I think we should just stick it out. Let's see how this goes. And from there, we were able to raise other leads that are doing very well today. And from Uyo, we decided to go into other states of the federation. And today we have leadership practically everywhere. Another thing that helped me was not just being able to sell the future. It was being able to sell what I call entrepreneurship. See, everyone that ever wants to go big in life must not plan when the person is big. the person should plan now as if the person is big. Why? Because you are what you continually do. You are how much you feel about yourself. You are really, the truth is that you are who you think you are. As a man thinketh in his heart, so it's here. So how was I able to transit from that classroom teacher that was broke, that was begging for okra soup by her neighbor, you know, that was not okra soup, like okra of 200 naira to feed the children, that battered woman that it's 1 week, one trouble, you guys are either fighting or screaming or something is happening, you know, to that lady that had to adjust her frame, had to readjust her mindset and tell herself, listen up, nobody owes you anything in this world. You are now an adult. You have 2 children. You did not have any reason bringing to this earth. Your parent didn't bring you to the earth to show you nonsense. I might never really have been there when they started out their marital journey. Okay, but I know very well that I and my parents modeled the best of things to me. That's the truth, in terms of love, of mutual respect, and what marriage should be about. And that's why I even married that early, because I felt every way it's like that. So I had to talk to myself and tell myself, girl, listen, if you're going to move from here today, it has nothing to do with anybody. It has everything to do with you. Sit down, count your costs, and move. That was what made me sit down to build the World Changers team. So from building the World Changers team, that lady that just wanted to just eat okra soup had more than okra to feed not just herself, to feed others. In that same house, I had a maid that stayed with me. And right now, I think she's at Diamond 6. On the platform, she's doing her NYSC. From my house, she was able to go to school through Longreach and graduated. And I was with her in South Africa. And right now, she's a core member. And through that little thing we started, I felt was just building the World Changers team, I graduated into becoming the Futurist. A team builder first, because we built teams before I moved to becoming a Futurist. And so what's team building? Team, you know, is an acronym for together, everyone achieves more, right? And so there's the first word that has to do with togetherness. So there has to be togetherness, one purpose. As a team builder, you should be able to sell just one thing to your team. If you don't sell a vision, there will be no submission. Every time people go, oh, my spouse is not submitting. You've seen the scripture talks about mutual submission. There has to be something we submit to. So when people go, oh, I've tried this business, it did not work, my team, they're leaving, I said that there is a leadership gap there, because if I really do paint what I should paint, people should stay. I always say that you cannot feature in a future that you do not picture. I'm going to take that again. You cannot feature in a future that you do not picture. There has to be a picturing first. You have to see it to be able to scribble. All of us that have mentors somewhere, or even starting from your local church, if your pastor did not receive the call and step out, nobody would come. There has to be a leadership bridge. Somebody has to, welcome back, sir. Somebody has to, I didn't see your face, so I didn't know what I was saying. Somebody has to step out of the box, okay? Somebody has to step out of the box and do something. There has to be somebody featuring. So I ask people, you talk about my team is not growing, nothing is happening. I ask, what exactly are you doing? Are you able to sell a vision to people? And how passionate are you about the vision? My 2 best words since I started Longreach has been focus and consistency, because it's one thing to focus on something, it's another thing to be consistent about it. And I tell people, if you like, run from one network to the other. If you do not have these 2 things, you will keep running. We call them jumpy people. Just keep jumping. And you know, my father used to say that a rolling stone gathers no moist. You will keep rolling, and you will say that the industry does not work. It has nothing to do with the industry. It has everything to do with you, because what you focus on, you have to bring consistency into work. And then I don't know where we got this, you know, mentality, the microwave mentality. I wrote about it on the book, The Futurist, that there is a mentality that says, oh, I want to be number 1 in this industry, so that out, so I run there. I want to be number 1 in this one, that up, I run there. You're just a joke. I'm so sorry, that's who you are, because you don't even know what you're doing. So another thing that helped me with being able to transit from being a world changer to a team builder was to paint a picture. What picture are you painting to your team? What picture? And if you have a picture that is just 3 to 5 years alone, in French, they say tant pis. That means sorry for you. Town people, toi. That's what they say in French. Sorry for you, because before you do like this, 5 years has come and gone. And if you did not achieve all those things you said you would, people will already start feeling, oh God, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. She doesn't even know what she's talking about. That's where you see leadership under attack. That's when people start dwindling and feeling like you don't know what you're doing. So a 5-year plan. And in the 5-year plan, make rooms for the next 5 years. And so I moved from becoming a team builder. When I found out in 3 years I could be a weekly millionaire, I started pumping and pressing on my people. If you're not a star director, if you're not making 7 figures, if you don't do up to 50,000 PVs, because that's what gives you the 7 figure. If you don't do it, you're going to leave the room. We're going to take you to the room for the beginners. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Not threat. Mainly telling people, listen, I know you can do it. Have you read about the eagle? The mother eagle and the eaglet? You see that thing? They do the ruffle, the whole nest, and then they take you up and leave you. Let life shake you. I used to tell people, don't wait until it shakes you the way it shook me. Wherever it's shaking you right now, stand up and work, because it's in you. So I moved from there to becoming the futurist, from team building to becoming futurist. Now, by the time we got to 2009, 2008, it was beginning to look like most of what we were doing with Long Reach was fizzling out, because other networks were coming up. We had the advent of MMM. We had someone that used to be with us launch out something else and try to clone us. We had too many
2017, 2009, 2017,
yeah, 2017 to 18. Yeah. So even personally, I was getting tired. It was getting monotonous. It was like, what in the world? And that is the place of success coma. Success coma is you finding out that whether you do anything or not, after moving from a dreamer to a world changer to a team builder, you move the first 3 stages and you can eat food. Oh, of course, you can afford some basic things in life. There is that tendency that tells you, oh, I've arrived. Why don't I sleep right here? And listen, this is where they say a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. Poverty comes on you. Have you never heard of people they call
a principle of life?
Used to be rich. They used to be rich. If there is anything that makes me work the way I work, is that I don't ever want to fall into the used to be rich. Listen, poverty, like I said, does not respect anybody. It works on principles. And so if you're on network marketing to just make money and just flaunt it, tell people to sorry for you. That's not why we are here. We are here to create transgenerational wealth root. We are here to make influencers out of our lives. We are here so that by 2023, if SD1, Charles Tambo, by that time will be SD5 now, in short, getting around SD10, says, I want to become president. Charles will not need to talk. He will just pick up his phone and make a call. And all of us will line up with our billions. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to handpick ourselves and position for global positioning. I'm not even joking. That's what I'm doing. That's
I'm already in the future.
That's why we are trying to position. That's what we are doing. So when you think this is just about long reach, this is just about one team, this is about the future. So we moved from team builders to becoming the futurists. When it looked like we were sleeping on success coma, I thank God for long reach South Africa. They came and they woke us up. Somebody did what I did in 6 months. Now that was a big insult. What are you talking about? I became a diamond, an SD3 in 6 years, 5 years. And you came and did it in 6 months, girl, are you okay? And so they were able to ruffle our nest. And I really liked it because they brought another class. I always give honor to whom honor is due. They know it. I will forever tell South Africa, thank you, because they brought in the game. You know, when I mean the game, whether they did it the right way or not, they were able to wake us up. We were fine. We were fine. I was beginning to do more of leadership thing. I wasn't even talking long reach no more because it looked like we've gotten it. What are we looking for again? And so that advent brought the futurist out of me. I started thinking, Udeme, we are told that long reach is in 183 countries and counting. So if they are in America, in Europe, in Asia, what are you doing in Africa feeling like, whether I do anything or not, I have 3 million naira. Do you know that 3 million naira is nothing if you put it side by side with $3 million? Did you know that $3 million is a joke before 3 million pounds? And so I started thinking, so this is what, if you didn't get anything I said today, I started my story from where I started from and the evolving. Evolve in your business. I don't know how to say it enough. Evolve. Don't settle. Don't think that this is a joke. That's why I feel like I want to cry when people make it look like it's some competition. I feel like I want to cry when you don't know that collaboration is the new future. I just look at people and like, you don't even know what you have. This is an opportunity for you to keep expanding who you are. Think, read. This phone is leaning on how many books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm reading all of them simultaneously because I have to train teams that don't understand the same language we speak in Africa. They don't understand the same thing in Europe. They don't understand the same thing in America. And so you have to find out different things that speaks to different people. Now listen, it has nothing to do with Udeme becoming a star director 4 and all of that. It has everything to do with what am I thinking? As a diamond 1, you can do this thing. As a pre-diamond, you can start thinking like this. It is what you lay as a foundation that will give you that thing. So I'm talking to your mindset today. I'm talking to your intellect today. I'm talking to who you are. I mean, your core today, to understand that if you take this as a joke, it will give you joke results. That's the truth. If you take this as a futuristic thing to build something bigger than you, it would give you the same result. I've always positioned myself to run my business as an international platform. And that's what I've done over time. And that's what I implore all of you to do. So I started out, with the Long Reach America, Long Reach UK, and Long Reach Canada in 2019. We started what we call the Vision 2023. Vision 2023 is so amazing because by tomorrow, one of these days, I'll put up the result that I've started coming. I hit Diamond 4 in Long Reach America. So I get to earn 1% extra shares, okay, from Long Reach in dollars. Last week, I qualified for £9,000 car with Long Reach UK. £9,000. Do the math. That's awesome.
Ooh.
And just a few days before we ended,
money.
The MD of Long Reach UK called and said, "Madam, you have less than 3,000 PVs to get the Chinese trip in the UK. And do you know how much that is in pounds? Because I can't be qualifying in Nigeria and in America and in the UK and going all. So you take money. So I just qualified for, the car and the trip in Long Beach, UK, and I hit Diamond 5. That's the future.
Wow.
By the time you're picking the same things, thank you very much, Sama. By the time you're picking things in Naira, in dollars, in pounds, and then in Canadian dollars, in euro, because we are going to expand into all of those places. Imagine making the kind of figures we are making in Naira in these currencies in the next 5 years. That's the Vision 2023. And so tell me what job, tell me what organization, tell me what dream is as good as the Long Reach platform. In most network marketing companies, you would never earn like that. I don't live in the UK, I live in New York. You would never earn that way without having to live in those places or having to go over there. But they allow us what we call the sharing economy. And so I'm going to end my own speech with coming back to who is Long Reach. I've told you my journey. I've told you what I hold so dear, entrepreneurship, focus, consistency. And I'm going to move from here and tell you what's the difference between what we do with Long Reach and the others. Let me tell you. Number one, Long Reach started out not like any network marketing company. When network marketing company comes, they are profit driven. They tell you this is what is the need for us. And so we are really going to look at it from this angle. So we're going to produce our product and find out that people need to sell and bring back returns and all of those. But Long Reach started out in 1986 as a manufacturing company. Check Long Reach history. A couple of us, by God's grace, have been able to visit the HQ. You would see that they had started doing all their things. It's on the walls. You can read up. They were doing their manufacturing and getting into the colliery thing. They have a mother company that does colliery. They were doing things for companies without the network. In 2008, they decided to launch into network starting from home. Now, the difference between what we do and others is the fact that these guys already had a base as $1 million manufacturing company before they decided to do network marketing. So that's why most times when people come and sound like you guys are not as top notch as the network marketing company should be in terms of systems, I tell them, give us time. Why? Because the company did not start in researching network marketing. They started in researching being able to manufacture and make out patents for companies. So that's the one thing that makes us unique. We are manufacturing and patent producing companies. And they started what they call the OEM, ODM, original equipment manufacturing and original design manufacturing. Recently, they got into partnership with Alibaba last year, and they started what we call the OBM, original brand manufacturing. So you see, that whole branding we've been talking about is already in view. And if you check China right now, I told us there is corona everywhere, right? People are saying it's a chemical weapon. People are bringing so many, thoughts, but I just want to bring one that has to do with me. I found out that in the midst of this, stock market crashed. I'm talking about Wall Street in New York. Stock market went down in the UK too, the whole of Europe. Who bought them? Chinese. They bought off practically everything. Now, whether this is man-made or not, I'm just looking at the strategy that when people say there's a casting down, you say there is a lifting up. Okay, I wanted to be sure people are following. There's a lifting up. There's a casting down, so there's a lifting up. What has happened to the world has actually happened, but you know that in the midst of it, people are making a lot of money. That's why most time crisis, you've seen that Chinese word, that the word crisis comes from the word opportunities, crisis, check out the root word, in Chinese is opportunities. So I saw this guy's cash out while it looked like the war had gone down. What's that teaching you? It's teaching you to stay stable, to understanding that you could be partnering with a particular company, but what is in it for you? What are you thinking? How are you going to navigate tough times? And that is one of the things I train people on team building. You should be able to navigate tough time. I'm not someone that believes that because I'm navigating tough time, I should not think with a think tank. I believe leadership should have think tank that knows everything, A to Z. And you have the lower people that do not know some things, but they know something, but everybody should be in sync. So the first thing you need to know is to understand that Longreach is one of the foremost multinational companies in China. And so that gives us a credibility. That's one. Two, Longreach for now is the only Asian network marketing company, both Asian, both European, both American, that has been able to put up a manufacturing plant in Africa. Now, Africa is some place they call the dumping ground. People come here to exploit and go. But over time, we have shown ourselves to know what we are doing. That you cannot just exploit us. Why? Because we're beginning to know. When you want to exploit people, take knowledge out of them, put them in the dark, then you can do anything with them. But when you allow people to know exactly what they're doing in terms of knowledge, you cannot just joke with those people. And so we started knowing, and we're able to bring our game. Longreach got into Nigeria 2011, 2012, 2013. They did not do in those 3 years what they've done in 1 year. I'm not joking. So over the time, they've been able to consolidate and do a lot together. So they felt they should give back. So that gives us another credibility. I will not put in $100 million in a country and run away, or in a continent. So Longreach has come to stay. Thirdly, which is one of my best, is what I call the personal development. Personal development. Somebody sent you to do masters abroad. How? Why? What are we? But you see, this is what Longreach has done. Longreach encourages you to do the personal development. I've told us severally, many of my team leads, we've been able to push to do masters abroad. We had Yvonne B go to Oxford, and she's doing another program again in Oxford. It's helping her. She trains for oil and gas, and it's helping her upgrade. Now we have SD Eduru doing his masters in Ireland. And so we also have a couple of us that did our masters in Regis University, and I'm going in for another one, later in the year at Harvard. We trust God for the whole Corona thing, but it's awesome. So who allows you position for global relevance just because you're doing network marketing? It's only Longreach. Not just because you are going to come back and work for them, but because it's a thing of pride for them to hear you mention the name. And so talking about patents, now I was meant to be in China in March to actually see what has gone on and sign the contract that Longreach sent to me on this book. So we had started the translation of the book into Mandarin, and the company gives me a slot to have it sold in 50 countries, 50. And so right now, the beautiful thing is that this stay home has helped me. I'm beginning to write. I have some manuscript I'm writing for the book, the expanded edition and the workbook. Yeah, the workbook of the Futurist is coming. So you put it together, and then I'll be looking to releasing one more next year. And we're looking at serious animated version. They call it the whole artificial AI, artificial intelligence, to also bring in an extract of the book. Now, all I'm trying to tell you is that there's so much you can do with this platform. There is so much you can do with this platform. There is so much, I can't say it enough.
So
money is a tool.
Longreach has helped you to achieve all of this. It's
awesome. If we want to take, I think Mr. SD Charles, we should have a testimony outing on this, where you have many people just come up. If we want to reel out how many blessings we have had from this outing, you would be shocked. I've seen people that rose from nothing to cashing out millions every year. I've seen people, my mother got a car again, 10 million naira cash. She said I was expecting 30. I said to this 60-something-year-old woman, 10 million now. You should be jumping. You should be jumping. And she did not just do that. She got 2 slots of China, and all my kids got the 10 million naira car. I'm not kidding you. We got it last year. We got it again this year. It's crazy. So this is extras.
That is
minus your own weekly earnings. And I told us that immediately the big fall came for the coronavirus, they were shutting down economies. Longreach was able to give me $200,000. Who does that? To do a real estate deal in the US. I was able to do most of the deals I do outside with what we call the 0 interest loan from Longreach. Nobody does that. Not
massive,
guys. Not
massive.
Even your bank.
Are you guys still okay? Yeah.
Not even your bank.
Everywhere is hot, guys.
Everybody's hot.
Locks hands with you and tells you, listen up. What do you want to do in life? Just bring your plan. Let's also feature in it so that we can have a beautiful outing. So I think those are the 3 pivotal things that run me on the Longreach platform. Is it money you're going to make? Is it trips? Now you go tire. Is it properties? You're going to buy them. And above all, I want you to know that the money should not push you to become who you are not. Because when we see you doing things, we will know that it was poverty that was keeping you from not doing those things. By the time you have too much money and you want to marry new husband or new wife, me, I'll come for you. Because I'll be hungry.
I hope you're not talking to me.
Why are you thinking of these things, you know? Instead of thinking, because money is a tool. Money in the hand of a drug addict is for more drugs. Money in the hand of a womanizer, that's how I call it, is for an extra spouse or side chicken or side something. I don't know how to call the men. Money in the hand of a futurist is for futuristic invention. What do you want money for?
Money doesn't change you. It brings out the best thing you already have.
Bring out the best in you.
Awesome. That's what Longreach does. With these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to share value today. Get on board Longreach if you're not yet on board. Get to build a team. Here, no team, no wealth. There are no 2 ways about it. Above all, be very futuristic with what you're going to do, because you are a world changer. You are a global brand. Thank you, and God bless us.
Wow, this is massive. This is disruptive. This is mind-boggling and mind-blowing. I said it, guys. This is different. So we learned a lot from your story.
Thank you, sir.
From how you built your business and got to where you are. You can see, guys, that Longreach is not a regular. It's different. It's different. Let me just take 1-2 questions from those out there and see. If you have any question, just bring it up. Just 2. I'll take 2 questions because we're taking time here, and it is sweet, guys. It is sweet. You got to go back and listen to this again. If you feel like giving up, that means you are here and you are still feeling like giving up, you're dead. You're dead, guy. Wake up and go do this business. As long as it's possible for the futurists, as the four with them, it's possible for anyone. When I came on board the business, I said it that if it's possible for anyone, it's possible for you. What you picture is what you get. You see what she has pictured a lot of things in this business, and these things are unfolding now. So if you have any just question, just bring it up. Just 2 questions I will take, and that will be off. Please, how did you build an active team? And I have a team of over 170 years, and I have very few active members. Go get active. Do you have any comment on that?
Sorry, can you take the question again? I didn't get that.
How did you build an active team? I have a team of over 170, yet I have few active members.
Give me 1 second. Let me open my door. Someone is at my door.
Okay, it's okay. Yes, you can earn from international members from the Nigeria account. The PV counts for you guys. The PV counts for you. It counts for you. What she's saying, you can also build business in another country and make money there. Own their accounts, make money from that country also. So this guy is talking about active member. How you can get, let me repeat the question again.
Okay.
Please, how do you build an active team? I have a team of over 170, yet I have very few active members.
Okay. Awesome. Like I would, this one, let me just go straight to one of the notes I wrote out here. There is nothing like getting yourself equipped in what we do. Nothing like that. Like nothing beats it. You won't believe, because I had to do this outing, I had to just switch from what I was reading to read something I can do this. And I always tell people all the time, talent is good, but you have to be intentional about your presentations. That's the truth. You have to be intentional. You don't just wake up and go. When you talk about team building, what's team building? Team building is being able to bring people in alignment with your vision. What vision do you have? And have you been able to lay it side by side to people? Like I said, number is nothing. Number is awesome and all of that. But you see, there is no, a number would be nothing when this number does not know what you know. I made up my mind that everyone on my leadership must know everything I know, because the long-reach business does not work like the regular network. When you come, and you heard information, you're doing yourself more harm than good. But when you open up and tell people things and let them know why they should, let them see that there's something in it for them, they will, do that. So this is Network Marketing Pro. This is what I will, call on many leaders to attend. It's $10,000 with Eric Worre. This is where you have a one-on-one and you sit down and then they talk to you. And then you write out the things you want. This is leadership. They call it beyond leadership. It's not just about network marketing. This is now leadership. So I'm going to read something on team building here so you have an idea how this works. It says, after having your roadmap, how do you implement it? So that means for you to actually, it's the same thing I said now, for you to actually have a team of the 1,000 you've talked about, there should have been a roadmap. You should have told yourself, what do I want? Listen, I like taking the quote from SD Emaiduru, SD2. He says that he does not want to make friends with rich people, with millionaires, that he wants to make his friends millionaires. The day he said that thing, it stuck somewhere. I'm like, wow, okay, if I wasn't able to do anything to these guys, I'm beginning to let people see that here, team, it's not about you. You can do anything to the Bensi, to the Futurists. Don't try it with world changers. I'm going to come at you. I've been able to build, why did we start World Changers Conference and all of those things? So build something very unique about your team and let all of your team have their unique identity. When you let people own something, they own it and they do better. But when you want to impose things on people, you're going to keep them down. So he said, how do you implement? Number one, you have to go inspirational. clear every obvious doubt. Number two, you have to create a culture. Inspirational is this. Tell them this is where we are going in 5 years, in 10 years. When I give people those kind of ideas, I follow through to be sure that they know exactly what I'm doing. The culture now would be, what's the culture you're going to put up in your team? Number one, for me, I always say should be culture of integrity. Don't let people think they can cut corners. If they feel they can cut corners, you will lose out at the end of the day. I've not always cut corners, so why do I have to work? Those are the things I tell people. They say identify and take inventory of your existing team. Find out who is interested in leaving the big in them. Find out. It's not everybody. You can't go with everyone. You're not Party Jollof. You're not. Even Party Jollof does not go around for everybody. Just pick the people that you know that have a teachable spirit, that have an entrepreneurial spirit, that want to go big. Pick them. At all times, I call my core rank Diamond 5. Why? Because a Diamond 5 has 2 Diamond 4. Okay? So at that point, these people, they've been able to raise leadership, whether they bought it, whether they did not. As far as you have Diamond 4s, carry them and start training them and start showing them what they need to do. So that's my core rank. So this person having over 1,000 people and there's no leadership, go back to the basics. Team building. Call them up. You need only 9 people to do the long reach business. Only 9. As a matter of fact, you need only 3. But just so that if the first 3 start misbehaving, I've told you that money brings out who we really are. Some of them can make money and they can't even tell you good morning. It comes with the pack. It's okay. Accept it ahead of time. So when they act up like that, you allow them. I know this ones, they've grown and it's okay. You take the next set. So you need 3, 3, 3. You at the top. Walk with 3 on leg A, 3 on leg B, 3 on leg C. You have your 9 core leadership. The second I started working that's why I have star directors on those 9 legs. My star directors I picked up as normal people are the ones I worked with. And make sure that all your team that have their team names. Let people identify. Come on. And then, make them feel good by identifying with those teams too. If I stand up to talk, I call the teams by name. It makes every leader feel, yeah, I'm also important. So please, 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 team building is what you need to go back to the drawing board to do. Listen, right now, somebody asked a question and said, why did you think it was okay to go do Long Reach UK to build a team? I love to build teams. Let me tell you the truth nobody will tell you. When people start making 6 figures, 7 figures, they will never be the same again. Loyalty might swing like this. Like I said, it's okay. Some people might just want to be independent. It's okay. So instead of having to sit down and have issues with your leadership, use your brain, pick up new set of people and keep mentoring and keep mentoring. What we do is network. So at all times, there has to be a net. They asked Peter, what are you doing? Have you caught any fishes? No, I haven't. Throw in the net. And Peter felt it's one of those things. He threw in the net because they said, throw in the net. He was not sure of what the net was going to bring for him. When the net went in, he had to beckon on others. There's so much more. Please come help me. So I tell people, when you go out to throw in the net, what do? You will be bringing up people, even those people, those leadership that felt, I can't really be under this person's leadership. We'll come back to you, because when you're throwing in the net, you are calling even their own people. So what I did was this. I have a leadership room, and then I work with those that want to be with me, with my leadership, with what I stand for in those rooms. And I don't have problems with any of the leadership that is not in there. Like I said, don't force anything on anybody. I'm telling you, it's going to drain you. You will have headache. You don't need it. You don't need it. So I now go to what this is leadership now. This conversation is for Diamond 7s and above, seriously. So now the next thing is this. I am going to look for your newbies, because some of them are there looking out, trying to look out for mentorship. I find them and I put them somewhere that the new people I'm trying to build a network with, which they will help me to bring out the harvest. So when I help your downline, my leader, you earn, I earn, your new set of people also spring up. So that's what I did. So when I started Long Reach UK, I started afresh. I went to my smallest leg bought shares with Long Reach UK. I didn't even talk about the shares, Jesus Christ. Oh Lord, we don't have the time. Do you know that in the past 3 months, there is a video here. I can show you. I have gone to add up how much I am making from my shares. I'll just let you see the video. And it is 20 million naira for 3 months of shares. It's not even exact 3 months. 249 points gives me 20 million. It is not my weekly earning. It has nothing to do with me. It's just me sitting down and saying, bring up all of my points and cash it for me, and I need money. And I have the Chinese. I touched down first week of March and went to our head office, and then this video came up. Let me show you so that you will know that what we are doing is not a joke. We are not playing games here. It's as simple as I've always cashed out my shares every month. So after I grew, I allowed it to be every two months, okay? I just let it be like that. I shared it with the UK team. So let me go to the UK room. Okay, here you go. So you might not see everything, but if you listen, you will hear. Okay.
The best option for us because of this amount.
Okay, listen.
This one's like I need.
Exactly.
Question now.
So you can cover it.
Okay. So this is how much? 20 million. But how do I take for my children?
How do I take my children?
Procedure for children. What do I do for this travel and the car?
It's the same procedure.
It's the same procedure. If you zoom in, you would find out that there are 4 things written here. Look at it. VIP points 234, travel point 238, car 328, house 215. Altogether, Udeme. So if you check this, 1 point when people go the whole. When people go, oh, that shares they're talking about, it is a lie. They are taking things out of you. I want to thank our latest SD, Professor ID, for putting up that VIP challenge. I'm going to do my own. I'm going to put it up. I'm a VIP with Long Reach America, Long Reach
powerful
Nigeria,
challenge.
and Long Reach UK. It's a good challenge. You are missing so much. 1 point is equal to $100. And this $100 is divided, is shared in the same local currency. So how much is $100 in naira? They pay you in naira. How much is $100 in pounds? They pay you in pounds. Now this is what I'm getting, and I tell you, they divided into 2 times. I was already paid 10 million. I shared it, and there's another 10 million coming this week for doing nothing, for just joining few years ago as a VIP, and after another 3 months, it will appreciate again. All my conferences, I use these shares to put up my conferences. That's why I can give out free slots. Now, these are things you can use to build houses. You can use to give back as charity. You can use to put back in gospel, in ministry, because I believe so much in that. These are things you can use to do awesome things. So the shares does work. It works. It works. Every time I cash my shares, I have to share it with my team. And you know what? You can also do this for your children. So why did I go to the UK? I went to the UK because I want more money, because I'm giving more value. They said that when you walk, you shop, you chop. So it is called workshop. So I tell everyone, there is nothing keeping you from playing in 3 markets simultaneously. So please go ahead and do these things. It works. I hope I attempted those questions. Thank you.
Whoa.
I'm blown away.
Man, I know.
I'm hearing here. My husband picked up his phone and he dropped it.
I have to drop it. I don't know how to calculate it.
He could not calculate the money.
This is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing, guys. I think that is what we can just take for now. I know you have a lot to say, a lot. We'll feature you in another topic with time. I really want to I appreciate your time with us. Thank you very much for availing yourself to come share this. 7 years experience is worth it, guys. It's worth it. I tell people, even if I got to art director, fact, I'm not building my business with a Ponzi scheme mentality because I've been in network marketing for 10 years, over 10 years now. I have learned from several leaders, and that's why my goal is to give out to people, help people see that this industry cannot be compared to any other industry. That's why I'm putting up all these people can learn from our industry. So this is amazing. It's off the hook.
Thank you.
It's off the hook. So we want to really commend you. If you had value from today's video, drop some hearts, share this video, make it go viral. And we have the book here, Futurist.
It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon.
Amazon, okay. Amazon, so get it. One thing you can get into the minds of people even if you're not closer to them through the books they've written. I love reading books, watching videos. I don't listen to negative news, guys.
You don't need it.
I listened to Les Brown yesterday. Les Brown said, tell lie, vision. Not television, tell lie, vision. They tell a lot of lies out there. People are listening to them.
It corrupts your mindset.
It corrupts your mind. These are these are things you need to be listening to, not a lie vision. Not the next of videos and the rest. You spend time and you'll be complaining that things are not working in your business, but you're not putting in value. You're not adding value to yourself for you to give out. And so I want to add more to what she has said. Go back to this video, watch it again, and look at areas you're not doing well and apply it in your life. Once again, thank you very much. Next week, we are expecting as the show on the Meet Your Success Partner by 11:30. And we are expecting what nobody has done before also in this industry in Africa. We are having the wife of Eric Worre, Marina Worre, 5 p.m. with the team. I'm going to bring it up, the webinar also, but for you to join that, you need to join the Global Bosses Network. That group, I make it as a generic group. It's not about the team, because the video I played before we bring up our the Futurist from Payot. He said, Eagles help others without looking at the team. They help other people. We want to help you have success in this business. While we build our brand, we also want to help you build your own brand. So pay attention to all what she said. Build your brand, build your business, build yourself before you can build your business. So thank you very much, SD. Thank you for taking your time. Thank you for this time. You are amazing. We learned so much from you, your journey. Now we are hearing it live from you, not the ones written down that will be sharing. You know, I'm the president of copy and paste. I hope you are aware.
We're done, sir. We're done.
So, thank you very much. So we are ending this show. Bye, guys. Bye, and see you next week.
Lolo, thank you so much. Have a good one. Be safe. Everyone, please be safe. Drink water from your
be safe, guys. Be safe. Stay at home.
Water from your alkaline cup and cordyceps. Water from your alkaline cup and cordyceps. Please make sure you're drinking it. You're giving to your children. You're giving to your aged people. I'm not joking. Stay safe. See you. Celebrate.
Bye.
Bye.